What is up, hackers? Welcome back to another episode of Hack Crypto, where we talk about everything crypto and personal finance. And today's episode is a special one because this is basically the intersection of this channel and what I'm interested in, which is Robinhood. If you have not heard of Robinhood, it is a zero fee, zero commission platform that is mainly on your mobile device that allows you to trade quickly and 24/7, all things crypto. And they started in the stock market specifically, and they've expanded dramatically. So what I want to do in this video is talk a little bit about what they've done to date and what the Hood offering is, which is effectively their ticker, and how you can get involved. And I'm super interested in this platform specifically because they're basically the intersection of what the young generations are interested in. And they're making it sleek, easy to use, a beautiful user interface. And I believe this to be effectively the Gen Z version of JP Morgan and the future of banking. Quick background on Robinhood. It was founded in 2013 by Vlad Tenev and Baiju Bhatt, and it's headquartered in Menlo Park, California. Having lived in Menlo Park for a little while, beautiful place, beautiful technology being built there all over the world. It's really kind of renowned for having incredible CS majors coming from Stanford, going into all these different startups there. And I love the idea that they have rolled out this Hood ticker. So when you go onto the app, you can actually see all of the earnings calls they have scheduled. You can get, participate in those, and you can see all of the different details. You can see the multiples on revenue that it's making and everything right there, all on the app. So one of the key components to crypto is 24/7 trading. There's no market stops. There's no breakers on, different tokens that are going live. It is a 24/7 free market. People can get involved and trade at all hours of the day. And globally, that is a big deal. The traditional stock market ends each day. It opens at the bell, and everything is really structured around banking hours, the traditional old school banking hours. So with a device like mobile phones all over the world now, with Robinhood really taking a stance on fractional ownership and purchasing as low as $1 and different fractional shares of stocks and everything, they've really moved into this direction of 24/7 trading. Now, I want to cover a couple bullet points. I was digging into their Robinhood Gold program. That's pretty cool, but they're starting to incentivize a lot of the kind of crypto OG crowd to send crypto over to them by doing a couple different key things. The main one is a 2% immediate cash bonus on whatever is sent there. With Bitcoin, for example, at 100,000, they would immediately put 2K into your account for sending that over there, because I believe that over the next 10 years, that number is going to get much higher for institutions to incentivize people to send their cryptocurrency and their different assets to their institution. It's going to be a land grab. In addition to Robinhood kind of front running a lot of these legacy institutions by offering incentives and really just offering a bunch of crypto options for their users, is they have a couple adjacent features for crypto individuals using the app that are really cool. And staking has been a kind of controversial take for a while, because the traditional bank account, if it's in a savings account, will offer you 0.01% APY on your money. It's literally nothing, and it is a kind of remarkably bad deal to put cash in a savings account on any bank out there. So what crypto has really opened the genie's bottle on is staking. So when you're locking something in like Solana or Ethereum on the Robinhood app, you're actually earning because they're staking in the background, which I think is a phenomenal way to earn this kind of compounding return that a lot of legacy institutions aren't even hip to and will not be involved in for many years. You have these hybrid kind of models where you have people sending their crypto to Robinhood, they're investing in crypto on the app, and they're locking up tokens, they're staking on the app instead of having a savings account per se. And you can do it as little as $1 at a time. So a lot of people are doing dollar cost averaging, and they're buying on a regular recurring basis. And it's so easy to do that it's right next to stocks. So if you're kind of a traditional investor and you're buying, call it the S&P 500 every single day or every week or every month, literally it's just a couple buttons on an app that allow you to do the same thing with all of these different cryptocurrencies, which I think is a monumental move for not only Robinhood, but just the space as a whole. And this has been around for a while. I just want to mention that because a lot of these new features and the incentives that they're rolling out is to really just make their system robust when it comes to keeping crypto on their balance sheet and making sure that people trust them and building that trust over time. And one of the ways they did this was through self-custody Web3 wallets. And this was a big move that they did where people could basically send crypto to Robinhood, and it was a non-custodial account. And it was not associated with the brokerage account directly. And it was a very brilliant way to kind of roll it all up under the Robinhood umbrella, where people were still uncomfortable about the custodian aspect of sending their crypto over there. And I made videos about other institutions that are focusing on getting crypto as well. But Robinhood has done an incredible job of filling that narrative. And it's partially because the executive team, they're young guys. They're young. They know exactly what the younger generation is interested in. The seamless, cool, slick design makes it easy to use. It's not calling some broker to fill a trade. So they're really trying to race to the bottom with these fees. So on other platforms, they even compare to Kraken and Coinbase of what you get when you're purchasing. And they say one of the lowest costs on average is really what they lead with on their crypto site or on their crypto landing page. So you can see the direct comparison with all their competitors as to what you get when you purchase ETH on their platform, which I think is a kind of aggressive and smart way of getting users to come over to them. But above all, doing that self-custody aspect, similar to what Coinbase has done with the Coinbase wallet, I think is brilliant. It's a very smart way of building trust with the crypto community, and they've done a great job. So other things that they have done is stock tokens. So they've tokenized US stocks and ETFs. And one important thing to mention here is they're moving at a fast clip. When they add these features, a lot of times people don't even realize that they happen because they're going so quick. And I respect that, because the finance space, having operated multiple businesses in fintech, is just a complete kind of battle against the legacy rails, trying to get it updated to where we are today. And I think Robinhood is going to put these new rails in place for just settling on chain, and doing this through like tokenizing stocks is a great example of instant settlement. Like they're going to be able to use the blockchain in the background to settle stock trades instantly. There's no delay and there's no waiting for things to settle. It's such a cool way of doing this, very kind of gradually, but they are just absolutely pumping out features here. An important disclaimer is that this is kind of on a state-by-state basis in the US. So since they're moving so fast, they don't have all 50 states all at once. So specific cryptocurrencies vary, and which I think is silly initially, but a lot of the views of these different cryptocurrency assets are, some are considered commodities, some are potentially considered securities that a lot of people speculate on, but ultimately they're rolling this out in different areas around the US, and it depends on the jurisdiction and some of the different coins. It's just kind of a weird place to be, but it's always an opportunity for everybody watching this. It's always an opportunity to get in early. The stock tokens are in Europe right now. I'm not sure if the US has really started to help people get into that space. The US is kind of working on a new AI crypto policy, and I think that was David Sachs working on that, but really interesting things that they're doing in the different jurisdictions that allow it. And it's kind of like proving a point, showing this is what they're going to do globally, and it just allows you to kind of get excited about it. And the next one is going to be their layer 2 blockchain. This is built on Arbitrum, and it's cool to tokenize real world assets using that, and it's part of their whole crypto suite, which is kind of fun to see that that's their long-term strategy here, is they want to tokenize everything. And I watched an interview with Vlad, their CEO, talk about tokenizing everything, and they're kind of tinkering in it in the Europe market where it's legal, and they're able to do the tokenizing of US stocks and ETFs and buying all these sort of fractional pieces of equity markets. I think that that's cool that they're doing it there first and then testing it, bringing it to the US, and effectively this is going to be tokenizing all aspects of the economy on Robinhood using their layer 2 blockchain built on Arbitrum, which is super fast. And I think that it's really interesting to watch all of these come together on the simple interface. And there's a famous Steve Jobs concept of making things simple is harder to do. And it's so real. It's so true, because this type of simplicity with the blockchain operating in the background, instant settlement, all of these things operating in the background to give a beautiful interface and allowing a simple swipe to purchase and things like that is super difficult. And respect the Robinhood crew for making this possible, because the regulatory risks, the regulatory issues of all these different jurisdictions, blocking users, and all the different issues that they're running into with that I think that there's just a ton of work that goes into building out this type of system. So amazing work to them. Now, lastly, I wanted to talk about the ticker HOOD. There's so much to be said about the actual HOOD token. I'm going to make another video on that in the future, but overall bullish on just this business becoming the sort of JP Morgan and the huge bank that Gen Z has wanted. And millennials are kind of getting into with the gold card and the gold membership. This $5 a month. It gets you an extreme APY on your cash, over 3% on cash, closer to 4% when you just park money on there. And they're doing all sorts of incentives outside of crypto that I wanted to mention at the end here, where you can go move your IRA or your retirement over and they'll give you 3%. The crypto was a 2% bonus in cash just instantly onto your account. And I believe you have to be a gold member for a year. And I think that there's so many cool things that they're doing with the subscription model and the credit card that they have currently. So watch Robinhood is really what this video is about, is watch them closely, watch how they're doing this, watch how they're rolling out features in jurisdictions that are enabled and allowing them to do so, and watch what's coming, because I think there's so much to this company and so much that we don't see that is coming. To learn more about Robinhood and sign up, there will be my ref link in the description below. So go ahead and sign up. Let me know what you think in the comments below about the interface. It's super slick, super easy to use. It's going to be a rocket ship, I believe. And this is not financial advice, but just go check it out. You can see all their financials, their PE ratio, everything on the app. And I think that this is just a really incredible business. So props to them. If you guys like Robinhood or you have thoughts on my take on their crypto and their commission-free trading platform, let me know your thoughts in the comment below. That is it for this video. I will see you here on the next episode of Hack Crypto.